Hello, hello! My name is Callista and welcome back to Pentiment. In the last episode, our father Klaus was attacked. He survived, although Werner has made it very clear that was kind of a miracle. Klaus did sustain brain damage and he has maybe a couple of months at most. It is heartbreaking. Klaus was a really good man. He was a really good father, and he deserved so much better than this. He has been murdered, it's just on a very slight delay, and I'm concerned that no one else knows that. So far, Werner and Magda are the only ones who know that Klaus is going to die. I'm more than a little concerned that whoever tried to kill him will think, oh shit, he survived, he's gonna live, I need to try again. Like, Klaus doesn't deserve that. He deserves to live out the rest of his days peacefully without another attempt on his life. It hurts. It hurts my heart. Klaus deserved better. He deserved so much better. It's late. I should get some rest soon. Well, I mean, we have nothing else to do. We'll go to sleep. Oh, damn! Okay, so we've fast forwarded a month. Okay, Reich Postman. Ah, Mistress Druckerin, I have a few letters here addressed to you. Take care now. Thank you, sir. Mother Illuminata wrote back to me. I hope her response helps me paint the mural. Hey! Oh, she looks well. She looks well. Mistress Druckerin, thank you for your letter. I hope this reply finds you and your father in good health. Oh, I second that last bit. I remember you both, as your father would carry you between the rows of our library in its final years. I also remember your late mother and brother. God keep their souls. While we did have some books that discussed Tassing's past, it's likely they were as mythological as what your neighbours believe. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Krautzer, read about the history of the town. This is old Till. This is old Till. I remember we spoke with him. Shit, what act was it? I remember having a conversation with him as Andreas, where they discussed, oh, what happened to, because obviously this land, it was it obviously didn't originate as being Christian, it was pagan. And oh god, there was some discussion as to like, oh well, what happened to all of the pagans? Like something along those lines. Oh, that's going to annoy me. That's going to annoy... I wouldn't even know where to look for that. I know if I want information on the Baron and his book, I just have to watch through the first few episodes. It's all there. I have no idea where that conversation with old Till would be. Oh, fuck a duck. That's a bugger. That said, I remember one of the peasants, Tillman Krautzer, read about the history of the town. I know he died during the revolt. Oh! Old died during the revolt, but perhaps his family knows some of what he learned. I should also say that it's not true that all of Kirsau's books were destroyed by the fire. Oh, shit! Andreas got some of the books out before he died! Good job, Andreas, good job. Andreas Mailer managed to save some from the flames, God rest his soul. In the aftermath of that terrible night, cataloguing and preserving the surviving books was not at the top of any of our minds. Even so, this topic has stirred a memory within me. Several years before the fire, there was a... Talk about the book. Talk about the book. It's been ages, please. Several years before the fire, there was a death at Kirsau, the murder of Baron Rothvogel. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassiae, a comprehensive history, or a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I couldn't remember what it was called. But... Oh. I'm getting information, and I want more information. I want all of the information. He had mentioned something about finding a copy of Historia Tassiae, a comprehensive chronicle of your home. I had forgotten about it until now, because the murder dominated all of our thoughts in the days and weeks that followed. It troubles me now because I recall that the late Father Matthias was also reading a copy of Historia Tassiae shortly before he died. I've read that first line. Was Father Matthias murdered? I never considered that. I find it... we're getting confirmation here. So when Klaus was attacked, my gut instinct was, okay, he's been attacked because he wants to talk about the revolt in the mural. And then we had, the letter that Magda sent saying, oh, I want some information about the town's early history. And that dinged the thing in my brain about, wait a minute. What about the book the Baron had? And I was 50-50. I was okay, so was Klaus attacked because he wanted the mural to include the revolt? Or was it because he was looking into the town's early history? I'm not sure. And now we're getting this. Father Matthias was reading the Historia Tassiae, and then he died. I never considered that could have been murder. I didn't. I just assumed, oh yeah, he died. He died of natural causes. This brings into question, how many natural deaths are actually murder? What about, was she called Cecilia, Mother Cecilia? The mother in Act 1. She died in between acts and Illuminata took over. Was that murder? How many murders did I take for granted? How many deaths? To me, this feels like confirmation. This all leads back to Tassing's founding. This all leads back to Tassing's history. There is something there that the thread puller wants to keep quiet. If I remember correctly, so the town was founded... God, it's been ages since I heard this story as well. And I don't know where I'd look to find this either. It was Saint Moritz. He was a Christian soldier. And then we also have Saint Satya. I think she was one of the people from here. She was one of the native peoples. And Maritz and a bunch of Christian soldiers came over. And, fuck a duck. There was something about snow. There was a lot of snow. And there was some kind of miracle. There was some kind of miracle. I think, was it something like Satya accepted the word of God into her heart and suddenly there was a load of food? Something along those lines. Everyone was snowed in, they were going to starve, and then Satya accepted Christianity and, oh shit, the Lord has provided, it's a miracle. And then all of the pagans were like, shit, it's a miracle, your God is real and our gods were bullshit, we all become Christian too. Why do I think that's a load of bullshit? And it's something along the lines of like, oh yeah, Maritz was... He was Christian, yes, but he was also a massive arsehole and he probably just murdered all of the pagans. Tassing is built on their bones. They didn't, willingly convert. It was, oh, we either stab you or you convert. Maybe Satya was one of the ones who was like, oh yeah, I'll convert, don't decapitate me, please, don't stab me in the heart, don't run my guts through and do weird shit with them, like, please don't kill me, sir. I'll believe in whoever you tell me to believe in, just don't kill me. And so she became like the poster child, like, oh, see, she converted willingly. She converted willingly as I point my sword at her chest. We never accounted for either book's whereabouts. They may have been hidden somewhere in the library and went up with everything else. Perhaps Lucky Steinauer took it from the Baron after the murder. Why would Lucky do that? I don't think Martin would have taken it because Martin wouldn't know its worth. Martin took the silver and the gold. Martin took stuff that he knew, yes, this is obviously worth a lot of money. I don't think that Martin would have known the true value of an old-ass book. He probably would have just been, oh, it's old, like maybe it's got some tears in it, it's dusty, like it's got pages hanging out of it, it looks like shit, it's not going to be worth anything. Not realising, oh yeah, no, this is a really expensive, a really rare book. I can't see Lucky taking it. Here's my thought. Would the thread puller, would they take it? Would they take it? I've already given my theory on who the thread puller is. And so far, I'm going to talk about the thread puller role specifically here. They've been incredibly hands-off. Their whole thing is, I'm going to write these notes and I'm going to get other people to do my dirty work. They have taken steps to get people they dislike out of the way without ever having to raise a weapon themselves. And their notes have always been anonymous. I feel like it would be like, oh, Lucky, when you go and kill the Baron, make sure you pick up this book and bring it to me, except they'd say, oh, bring it to X person, they're totally not me, the person writing this letter. Like, that'd be remarkably sloppy. That would be remarkably sloppy. Anyone with half a brain would go, wait a minute. Wait a minute, what the shit? I mean, they could say, like, oh, take the book and bring it to, I don't know, the fourth plant pot on this street and leave it in the plant pot. But even then, that seems risky. That seems risky. Potentially, could the thread puller have gone in afterwards? Okay, you know, this person is dead, the Baron is dead. I'm gonna sneak in afterwards and take the book. I mean, technically speaking, the Baron wasn't killed where the book was. I'm pretty sure the book was in the guest house. That's where the Baron was staying. Why would he have this book on him all the time? It would make more sense that he'd leave it in the guest house. So theoretically, Lucky could have been off murdering the Baron. And the thread puller just wanders into the guest house, yoink. No one's going to be looking over here because very shortly someone's about to discover a body. Ooh. I think no matter who the thread puller is, in my heart of hearts, I believe it's Father Thomas. I believe it's Father Thomas and he's framing Sister Amelie. He's setting those seeds of like, oh, there are contradictions about her. There are contradictions. He's been so precise in getting other people to do his dirty work. It makes sense that he would have a fall guy. So I think it's Father Thomas, and he's made all of these contradictions so that people would go, oh shit, Sister Amelie did it. Sister Amelie did it. I think, as I said, in my heart of hearts, I believe it is I'm sorry. I believe it is Father Thomas. I had a point to this, and I can't remember what it was. God damn it. I'm sorry, I'm not entirely with it today. I'm not entirely with it. I'm a wee bit tired. Maybe my point will come to me later. I'm sorry, Mother Illuminata. Let me get back to you. Perhaps Lucky Steinauer took it from the Baron after the murder. Though given the stonemason's motive, it seems unlikely. Then again, only God knows what he did and why he did it. A Miklaus Haberl, the Baron's manservant, believed it may have been stolen by the town thief, Martin Bauer. If Martin is still alive, I would ask him if he knows where the book is. Hopefully he didn't trade it for a mug of beer on his way out of Tassing. If the man has passed from this world, perhaps his family knows where the book wound up. As for the history of the Abbey, I fear that it was also lost in the blaze. However, as sacristan, Brother Matthew learned a great deal about the subject. I have not kept in contact with him, but I know that he is now the Archdeacon of Sion. Ooh! He is no longer a Benedictine, but uses his family name. Flippin' heck. Fausigny Sao? I'm so sorry. If you write to him soon, your letters may reach him before snow covers Valais. Please convey my best wishes to your father. He was a good friend to the Abbey in its better years. Despite the violence that occurred, I hold no ill will towards anyone from Tassing. I pray that you have seen better days since that night, and that God forgives the many errors we made. God bless you as well. Mother Illuminata, Abbess of Santa Margherita. Oh, Esther wrote to me as well. My dear Magda. Wait, what voice do I do for you? I to be fair, I did peasant voice for your parents. My dear Magda. My parents were glad to hear from your father. Please tell him they wish to hear from him soon. No, we're gonna have to tell him he's dead. Speaking of printing, your ink was well received indeed. I've made several prints with it. They look lovely on the wall. Alicia has taken to making his own ink from scraps he found around the house after he saw yours. Mother was furious when he spent several pfennigs trying to find lapis at the market. She set him scrubbing the floors for it. Took him 3 days. I am glad you're keeping busy, even though it keeps you from visiting. Father says we'll have room whenever you decide to make an appearance. And if you do take over the shop in Tassing, you'll have to make visits to Prague for supplies. Who knows? Maybe you'll meet someone here. I've made a good match too. Oh, good for you, Esther. Before the expulsion, there was a handsome man at synagogue, Simond, who caught my eye. His father is a merchant, and he's a doctor. He went to the University of Padua, can you believe it? I'd quite like to marry him, if I can find him again. You said you'd made a good match! What do you mean, if I find him again? Anyway, I think you'd have even better luck than me. The boys would swoon at a beautiful blonde artist from the Alps. Please keep us abreast of your father's mural. We'll have to come see it when it's finished. Blessings. Esther. I'll have to write Esther back tonight. I should head home and check on Dad. Hey, Dad. How are you feeling? Magdalene. Sitting upright is still a struggle, I'm afraid. The dizziness makes my stomach turn, so I'd rather not eat at the moment. Are you sure? I can bring up something light, like milk or broth. No, I can't stomach anything just yet. But tell me, where are you off to? I need to get started on the first part of the mural today, the old history. Mother Illuminata didn't know much about Tassing's early history, but she did give me a few places to start. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Okay, so Black Till is Old Till's grandson. I assume that was his son, because Black Till looks... He looks rather grown. He looks like an older gentleman. Okay, but that's his grandson. Okay. I'm going to ask Black Till if his grandfather told him any stories. Illuminata said he used to read about the Romans. Mother Illuminata, Magdalene? Right, yes, Mother Illuminata. Fine, Mother Illuminata. Why would we have an attitude with her dad? Right, yes, Mother Illuminata. No, that's, just pick it, there we go. Young Krautzer has mentioned those tales from time to time, yes. He comes by to borrow books now and then. Usually when he's found some interesting old ruins out in the fields. You might ask him about that. A pity that ill Peter passed. He knew a great deal about Tassing's early history. Oh, good old ill Pete. It's been so long since I saw that face. Oh my goodness. Well, can't be helped, I suppose. All things are lost to time in the end. That's why the mural is so important, though. Our history will live on a little longer. Yes, you're right, of course. I'm glad you're carrying it on, Magdalene. You might talk to Smokey, too. The old charcoal burner seems to know more about what's in the woods around town than anyone else. That, and he's a known gossip. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. Isn't he a bit eccentric? I think Magdalene, I don't think she's the type of person to be like, oh, this person has a reputation, therefore I won't talk to them. We know that Smokey, most people look down on Smokey. Most people tend to look down on him. I don't think Magda is that way inclined. I think she is very much like I treat you based on how you treat me. I don't care about your reputation. I don't care if your reputation says like, oh, you are someone really worthy of respect. If you treat me like ass, I'm going to treat you like ass. If your reputation is like, oh, we look down on this person and treat them poorly, but you treat me kindly, I'm going to treat you kindly. I don't give a shit about reputation. He's always been kind to me when I chat with him. I'm certain he'll know something about the ruins. You may hear something worth your while, at any rate. I'll go talk to him. What about the ruins or the mines? I can't just use books and stories alone. I want to explore whatever is left over from the Romans and before that. The salt mine and Roman ruins are the oldest parts of Tassing, so it only makes sense to see what they left behind. Ah, you take after your mother. She was always thorough in her research. You always said that's what good artists do, Dad. Be careful, all right? I know the twins mess around near the salt mine, but I don't want you getting hurt. I don't know why George doesn't keep them in line, always making trouble, those two. Don't worry about me, Dad. I'll be careful. They don't have brains enough to keep out of trouble. I do. That's what happens when you name your kids after pagan gods instead of saints, I guess. I do wonder why George and Veronica, to be fair, named them Apollo and Artemis. I know that George, I remember he named his chickens after the saints. And we told him, like, oh, don't you think that's a bit blasphemous? I don't think there was a check there, though. I'm trying to remember if there was some kind of check, like, oh, persuade George he is being blasphemous. I don't think there was. It is strange. I'm drawn to this one. We know that she doesn't really like the brother. I don't really have any opinions on Artemis because they didn't really have a conversation, but we know that she has a low opinion of the brother. They don't have brains enough to keep out of trouble. I do. I should hope so. You're the one running the shop for now, after all. Don't forget your other chores while you're running around town, all right? We still have a household to run. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. I'll get to them, Dad. Sigh frustratedly. Don't worry, I'll get everything done. That's my girl. I'd better get going if I want to do all of that today. I'll see you later, Dad. Good luck, Magdalene. Okay. Let's just check in with him. Magdalene? Hey, Dad, how are you feeling? Can I get you anything? No, I'm fine. You go on. All right, I'll come back and check on you later. Okay, so we have a few people I can talk to. Now, I'm looking at my timer. I only have about 2 minutes left, so I think I'm gonna bring this episode to a close right here. I'm so annoyed that I forgot my point earlier. I'm so annoyed by that. I was saying no matter who the thread puller is, and then I got distracted. I think whether or not I think what I was going to say is I do think their main motivation is obfuscating Tassing's history. That's what it all seems to boil down to. The Baron was looking to shed light on it. Father Matthias, I think it was reading up on it. Klaus was kicking up on it. I think, yeah, that's it. I was saying, I was 50-50 as to, like, whether or not Klaus was attacked because he wanted to show the revolt, or was it because he was digging into the early history. Based on all of this, no matter who the thread puller is, even if I'm wrong about it being Father Thomas, I think that no matter who the thread puller is, I think that is their main motivation. They want to obfuscate Tassing's history. And Otto was just being rebellious. I don't think Otto was trying to be like, oh yeah, there's something about Tassing's early history. But, well, to be fair, Otto had apparently found the head of St. Moritz, but like, okay, Otto's found a head. Otto's found a decapitated head. Like, if it was the head of St. Moritz, it would be a skull. The fuck is a skull gonna do? Maybe, oh, that's a thought. Could St. Moritz have been a woman? And the skull would have been smaller. Maybe someone could have, like, measured it and been like, this is a woman's skull. Maybe something like that? I don't know. Either way, I am out of time for this episode. In the next one, we begin our investigation. But until then, please remember to like if you enjoyed, leave a comment below, and if you wanted to subscribe, it would be very much appreciated. I've been Callista. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.